Good morning, ladies and gents. It's just me and Al. I can't take no RAF jokes today, sir, because in all honesty, sir, credit where it's due, yesterday was Battle of Britain Day, wasn't it, sir? Yes. Yeah, and we remember the few, sir, you know, and there's no dramas on that. Kind of credit where it's due. Anyway, swiftly moving on. I just had a phone call. I mean, when we was in here one time, lad come over and he explained, oh, you know, so and so, that's when the guys on the dirt bikes were here and that, mate, yeah, or they were using it anyway. But he's very friendly. He said he didn't mind us and that, and people who watch me films, somebody dumped a load of asbestos sheeting down there, mate, horrible stuff that is, and I took pictures, went to the count, you know, and I know who's who in the council anyway. So finally got moved after a couple of emails, and I found up a councillor, Wendy Schmidt. She's like the green heart of Essex and that, and well, she's a bit, no, hang on, she's a nice, she gets things done, yeah? I wouldn't say her and my personality are similar, they're not, but she gets things done, mate, and like I say, that's now gone. So I've just phoned Baz up. No, lovely, cheers lads, and all that type of kit, and obviously he uses the woods for pheasant shooting. So what he said then, from the second week in August or something?
Yeah, mid-October.
Mid-October, sorry, August, where am I going? There's no weekends here, because these lads will come through and they'll be shooting. Happy with that, mate, because you know, he's happy that we're here. He knows we keep an eye on the place, and we've actually got permission to be in this little bit of wood, mate, and that just makes it nice, doesn't it? Like, yeah, and you know, anybody dumping asbestos, I kill you slowly, proper slowly as well, you know what I mean, like up close and personal. But that's gone. It took a little while for the council to get around and do that, but no, so you know, we keep an eye on the place and that, mate. Any problems, we have got his number. There was a problem and we actioned it, you know what I mean. So that's all nice, mate, yeah. So I'll tell you what we do with the other one near the crematorium. We'll progress that one then, mate, yeah, on the weekends here. Yeah. No dramas, because we went over the covert spot last weekend. Yeah, it was, yeah, it was the last time there, just to see what that's all about. So, but yeah, immediate action. So I was going to do an RAF take the piss then, but I didn't. No, yeah, no, not today, no. Today is, and I'm saluting now, you can't see me, I'm saluting, aren't I? Mostly, you know. But yeah, loving my old pack, and we'll see there, because it easily top flaps. I've built another shelter. And nice bit of canvas there. Ooh, yes, ooh, canvas and wax. Very Ramiers, and I'll set that up for the first time. And I always bring anybody that watches my films, well, they probably need to get out a bit more, but no, saying that, I'll get that up and have a little tinker with that, because you've got to get it up and make sure everything's okay. But it's based on a design I did before, and I just tinkered a little bit with it. What you doing, Baldrick? What you doing? Love that, don't you? Oh, you've got some pork. Oh, look. Al trying to nick me dog. Ooh, Baldy. Oh, look. It's, oh, I love Al, Dad, don't I? I love Al. Al, do you want a new dad? Do you want a new dog? It's all my scratches gone off, Dad. You're going to be a good boy today, Baldrick. Oh, look. I love you, Al, don't I? I love you.
He's doing it. He's giving it.
Oh, I know. It's a little potty foot. That's it. Oh, bless him. Make him sit for it, mate. Make him sit. He'll give you the paws. Oh, no, fair enough. I love you, Al. I love you. And again, I'd normally make an adverse comment, but yesterday, you know, I won't do it. Anyway, I need a brew.
Hotel spooky.
No, but that is nice. It's sort of the guy who rents the land. As far as I'm concerned, that's a landowner. He has responsibility for it. Don't mind us being here, mate. No, so that's good. And in between, as we said, if there was a problem, we'd make him aware and get it sorted. People dumping asbestos. I'm not going to say it's like proper wrong, mate. Isn't it? Yeah, proper wrong. Yeah. Anyway, bring you back, ladies and gents. Right there, ladies and gents. Here's my little shelter. Like I say, it's not going to be too indifferent from the funky shelter, but as we can see, it's nice wax material. one side seems more waxy than the other. That's the outside and that's the inside, and so it's kind of like a barber type material, but a little bit heavier gauge. And I've sewn it up, put some, oh I love it, the little tags on there, alternate colours. Very Ray Mears would like that, wouldn't he? Yes. And I kind of just sewed that up, so it's going to be the 2-part shoulder again, but obviously it's a lot heavier than the other one because it's wax canvas, and I had 10 metres of it, so I used 6 for this, or just over 6 metres. Had that material for a long while, just wasn't sure what to do. Well, you just get the material when you find it cheap, stick it on your shelf, and then I was like, right, so I shall get that up there and bring you back on that, because it's the first time I've had a little brought it out, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I meant to say contrasting ties. And there's Mr. Baldrick. Put that scent up, Ted. Put that scent up. And Al's getting a bit of fire going. It's nice though, mate. We've got the old sun coming out now as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, get rid of bugs.
Well, that don't bother me, sir, but then anything bites me, it traditionally or historically dies soon after. Piss poisoning. Right, ladies and gents, Al's having his noodles and his little cup of RAF officer tea that you don't drink half of it.
I do.
Ooh, hang on, we've had a little result here. Get me gloves. It's just popped out on it. Got back in there. Gotta love these gloves. Yeah, just stuck that on there just to help make his food. Got another coffee on the go, and part 1 of 2 of that new shelter I put up. It's not a new shelter, I've not invented the wheel, have I? It's half a side of a tent really, angled sides. These sides, it's going to be about 8 inches up. I'm going to put another tab so I can pull it in a bit closer should I need to, but you've got to bring it out, lay it down, get your angles, and give it a little mark. So it's 10 inches up from either side, and that will just come round more and give me coverage on the side more. Just from when I did the funky camouflage one, I put a middle, because that was pulling away last time, so I put another one on there. I put a tie out on there, and got some bungee cord on that, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So it just kind of pulls it out. I've just been under there, Al. I had a lie down, sir, and I was nearly asleep when
Yeah,
and Baldrick was with me. So that fully takes, I'm a 6-footer, 6 foot long and about, I don't know, 3.5 feet wide. If I'm laying on my back. Yeah, is yeah, and the secret, even though it's waterproof canvas, it's wax canvas, is no, definitely he's got one side that's got more waxy than the other, and that's fair enough, because I managed to get that the right side in. As you can see, just a few angles on it, nothing too fantastic. Prusik knots, and that's another prusik knot, and sewed some tie outs. So roughly about there, I'll pull another one in, so that will just come in at an angle, give me a little bit more coverage from the side if I need it. I'll be very happy sleeping in this, and yeah, so what I like to do is because it gives it some tension as well on the wind, so you're not pulling on the actual stitches there. I'll get in there, get a bit more even callow tangle. I've got some beeswax, I melt it on there, so helps it seal the stitching. Nicely pegged down and nice and taut. That's the secret with any canvas, get it nice and taut. It's the angles that makes the water run off, bead and run off, rather than the actual waterproof coating. And when you've got a bit of a bungee, all you've got to do is peg it in, bit of bungee cord, and just to pull that up a bit. You won't have an overhanging branch, which is, you know, the ideal thing to tie it off to, but get a little Y stick, just jam it in there and do that, just pulls it out a little bit. So there's certainly not reinventing the wheel here. Looks like, especially when it's in green, it looks like half of a pup tent, which I suppose, yeah, it's not that dissimilar to. But there again, as I said to someone, a 58 poncho could be described as the same as a DD tar. Well, it's not, but they're the same but different. So that's one of one. I'll get the other side up, ladies and gents. Might do a couple of Russian panks. We've got a nice sweet and sour one in there. A couple of them, sir. Oh, Baldrick, are you on guard to food, are you, sir? Oh, bless him, look. He says, I love it, don't I, Dad? Yeah, I'm going to finish that coffee and I might think about getting something to eat. Right, ladies and gents, sort of bringing it back now. Going 150 by 3. Could be a shelter in its own right. Just put that up and get underneath there. It's 3 metres, plenty of coverage, and it's actually got an overhang, and that would be sort of if you're using this one on its own, pegged out at more of an oblique angle for your water runoff. So it's 2 shelters that can be put together, and again, like everything, secret with the old canvas is, even though it's waxed, is get it nice and taut. And as we can see in there, that's Mr. Baldrick. He thoroughly approves. He's gone to sleep. That certainly keep you out of the wind, out of the rain. And I've got a little idea which I'll talk to you about. There's no secret, ladies and gents. Is it 8 inches? Now that goes over and covers. It's like an overlapping roof. No reason why you can't do that, because that on itself, if that was pulled out at more of an oblique angle, and that pulled out a little bit and lowered a little bit, that'd make a perfect shelter in its own right. But with this, I mean, you'd be happy as a little sandboy in there. Not sure if you're allowed to say that anymore. But boom, there's that one just comes out, stops that from flapping. And obviously if the trees weren't there, you're in and out. But that's it, ladies and gents. I'll get a picture. So what I now want to do is, I'm going to do, is lift that up, Baker tent style. Why not, eh? Why not? But certainly in inclement weather, I reckon that is a brilliant little shelter. I could have just made a 3.5 by 3.5 tarp, but then it's sort of kind of limited, because then you can take it out half the weight and use it as like a little shelter, or that one on its own. Or as we can see, ladies and gents, I'll leave all the cords on it. You know, very rainproof, sort of bushcrafty type shelter. If you want total closure, bring a tent. Isn't that right, Al?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does the RAF approve?
Yeah, no, we'd be in a hotel. What is that anyway?
Huh?
What is that anyway?
It's like, I don't know, it's just a, I don't know, it's just shelter. I don't think I've invented anything new. Certainly the idea of that coming over, I've not seen that done before. Each one can be used separately, or, sir, on its own. And as I made it, it's only cost me, oh blimey, you're ugly, sir. Oh no, I can't pop the RAF today, can I? Because it's, you know, Battle of Britain Day. But yeah, I could even bring me chair across and just sit there. In fact, I'll do that in a sec. But yeah, so the only other thing I'm going to do with this is put a tag about there, so literally it will come across and that will pull that in and down to the floor, and do that on both sides. So if I just using this one, I can pull it in the sides to give me shelter from wind and rain in that direction. Oh, something just dropped on me there. I thought a bird pooed on me. But yeah, I'm not really inventing anything, but I'm liking this material as well. It's a little bit heavier, but hey, you can leave this here all year and it'll still be here next year. And as we can see in there, ladies and gents, there he is, the man himself, Mr. Bald. Do you like that, Mr. Bald? Yeah, I like that. I like this one, Dad. And ladies and gents, there is plenty of room in there. Obviously where Baldrick is, that's my ground mat, and plenty of room for keep your wood dry and all that type of stuff. Now what I'd like to do, ladies and gents, and what I've thought about, and that's why I use the canvas on this one, obviously I've got the very, very lightweight, exactly the same shelter, slightly just tinkering with it, so there are some differences. I can literally carry in the smock that I'm wearing and not know it's there, and I've shown you that before, but I have an idea and I'll bring you back. Right, apologies for the tractor noise in the background, ladies and gents, can't do nothing about that. Here we go. I'll keep it quite simple. Doesn't look elegant, but again, we're not trying to be fancy in the field, are we, ladies and gents? Just get my foot under there. So I'm thinking, and I'm knowing, with a firebox type stove there, you could actually cook inside this shelter with no dramas. It's canvas, you know, a small contained fire in there for warmth, and obviously the air coming in from each side will give it a tunnel effect and take the smoke up. Next time I come out, I'll bring this out again, and I'll bring a firebox stove, and I'll make a brew in there just to see if you get smoked out or not. But I can't see too many problems with that. The air's coming in from the side and it's got a way of escaping, and literally, without making anybody feel giddy, you know, there's plenty of room down there to have a little firebox and cook yourself a brew or a meal and so forth. Not a raging big campfire, but hey ho, this is kind of like a little stealth shelter anyway, so yeah, you wouldn't possibly be wanting a big fire, and not an uncontrolled one inside there anyway. What's the matter, Mr. Baldrick? Did I wake you up, sir? See, oh, you did. I was having a good keep you there, yeah. Do you like that new tent? Yeah, I like that one, Dad, don't I? Yeah. Right, ladies and gents, so that will go over when I want it, and if I want either more ventilation, or I'm having a little making up a brew inside or whatever, cooking a meal, doing a bit of bacon inside, I think that's definitely doable, and I'll bring it out next time and get in there and actually make some brew or bacon. So I think that's a good idea that you certainly wouldn't have with a 3x3 tarp. You'd have to have it, you know, quite up high and so forth. But yeah, so that's another little chink in this thing's armour. Right, ladies and gents, and here we see it where I've just lifted up the other side of the shelter, one stick. It's kind of heavy material, but that's okay. I mean, I'd live under that every day of the week and twice on a Tuesday. Got no dramas with that whatsoever. Like I say, my little chair, which is there, could just go there. I might put that there just for a few pictures later on. And again, I suppose these could be pulled out a bit tighter, but let's not get pants at it, because the wind's going to hit it, run straight off. So it's, as Al said, it looks a bit like a bat wing. Once you do that, it will straighten it all off. And obviously I'd raise the back, and that'd be a water collection point, you know, the middle stake at the back there, collect me water there. But there it is, ladies and gents, that makes it a very usable shelter. In and out there all the time. You've got to bend, but you know, hey ho. And I'm quite happy with that now. Like I say, it's a very versatile shelter. You're not committing yourself to, you know, a 3.5 by 3.5 wax tarp. You can take half out if you wanted or whatever. I've got a few more ideas that I want to play around with this, because I've got 4 meters of that material left, bearing in mind I had sort of 10 and a bit. But as we go around the side, you'll see obviously full coverage. I've not seen anybody do this before. Just sort of come to me one time when I was just sat there museling over things, as you do. Yeah, it's not that I feel unenthusiastic. I'm loving it. I like the shelter, but again, it's not inventing the wheel. But hey, that would do every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. You could make it into a little pup tent if you want. I think the thing is pup tent by just replicating that, but then just bring a bloody tent. A few ideas. One of them is about 7 inches of material all the way round, so the material will drop vertically all the way round, just to lift that up and give you more living space in there. Sometimes you can chase the error on something, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'd be happy like a little sandboy under there all the time, but you know, lift it up about sort of, I say 7, so it'd be 6 inches, and it'd go down. Yeah, no, you know, I've still got 4 meters, and I want to do a ground sheet inside made out of the same material, but the ground sheet will have like tunnels either side of the long side, so I can then put paracord down it, and I can either use it as an improvised seat if I should need to, or indeed a little sit hammock. So I'm just going to use up all the material on this shelter, and if you're asking me about prices, this is in the order of 60 quid. 60 quid. I bought the material not long into the first lockdown, but it just sat there until I had a bit of a brainwave with it, ladies and gents. Again, here we go, the old Mac Tightwood versatile tarp shelter, or whatever you want to call it. It's a Mac petition adaptation, that's the word I'm looking for, because I'm not really, it's a tarp and it's a tarp, so you can't really do too much new with a tarp and a tarp. But I am liking the fact that I could use either side for any of them. It makes a nice little sort of like shelter in the day. And then the other thing I may do, if it was proper raining and in daylight and I was in and out, that one there would just drop to the ground, so it would come down at 2 angles, and then your entrance is there, ladies and gents, like a pyramid. And that's it. Oh, the old bloody farmer's doing his bit, isn't he? Anyway, as we can see, ladies and gents, each side has just been dropped down. I could take it a little bit more, pull on the stick a bit more and make it a little bit taller, but that's enough. And obviously water coming off there could be another collection point at either side if push comes to shove, because anytime if you're in a difficult situation, always collect water, drink water. But yeah, no, it's kind of looks a bit bat wing like that, doesn't it? But I can make that crease go away if I tinker about with the lines anymore, but it's still exactly the same at the back. My beautiful new shelter, ladies and gents. Nothing flash, nothing fancy, but again, let your eyes be your guide on that. It weren't too hard to make. Anybody can do that with a home sewing machine. There was nothing industrial used there, as long as you've got a decent needle. I think, Mr. Baldrick, you approve of that, don't you? See what I do, Dad? I like that one, don't I? I like that one, Dad, don't I? You alright, boy? I'm going to sit in that chair, run my sort of ciggy, and choom, it'll be straight on my lap. Bless him. Mr. Baldrick there wants to get on my lap. Look. Do you want to get on my lap? Go on in. So I want to get in your lap, you fat kid. I know, fat blokes are nice and soft, aren't they? That's it, mate. You get up there. You get up there. You just want to kip, don't you? Oh, been mousing about, Dad. Yeah. Been mousing about, and I. Ah, oh, Baldy. I was showing a bit of grey there. He says, shut up, you old git. And I was just checking his message, see if he's got any. He is on call, bless him. But yeah, ladies and gents, it looks a little bit better from this side as well. Yeah, my little shelter there. I only brought it, well, I come out just for a bit of time in the forest today, but good news, because the old asbestos has gone, and I phoned a bloke who sort of manages the wood, and he's quite happy with that. But yeah, no, so that'll be my little shelter, and you know, that'll be okay even if it was raining hammer and dogs. You've got a little entrance there, you ain't got to bend too far, and I suppose you could suffer with the wind, but then so does every other such shelter. Anyway, ladies and gents, not sure if I'm going to do any more filming, but if I do, I'll bring you back, because Mr. Baldrick's not comfortable on my lap. He's giving me a filthy look.